Now you do.
And we're off.
Where are we headed to?
Well, we're going to Overland Expo East 2018.
Which is?
Where is it at?
Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Yes. We had just left home and we're en route to Springfield, Missouri, and then shooting off from 13 to I-44 to Highway 60. Our first stop was where, Robert?
Mountain View, Missouri. Get some supplies.
Yeah, we stopped at Apple Market for some groceries to have some lunch and dinner for a few days. Actually, we have a small refrigerator, so just a little.
A little bit of lunch.
Yeah.
And feed Oscar and stretch, bathroom break. And you had to go to Walmart.
I did. I returned some jeans that were too big.
Because of that new diet.
Yeah. So that was a good stop. That was quite a distance from home. That was our first stop.
Yeah, that was probably 5 hours. Way I drive. It's about 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, we headed off to Lake Wappapello.
Yes, we drove a lot of back roads, and I gave up on trying to track those on our trip log.
Find out where we went on our guide GPS, but we went to Lake Wappapello to camp for the evening.
Yes, we found some free camping, or you did, on freecampsites.net.
Yes.
And so we didn't stay in the state park.
No. Lake Wappapello is a 8,400 plus acre lake.
South of St. Louis.
Yeah, about 120 miles.
And we wanted to stay there because it was close to a ferry that we wanted to go to the following day.
Yeah.
We were going across the dam.
Built in 1941.
Yeah, it was a long dam.
Damn, that's long. Who funny now?
Who funny now?
What are we doing?
Making lunch. Turkey breast, lettuce, or spring mix, cheese. And there's Oscar. He's whining. So after eating lunch, we made our way to our campsite. And you're all the time seeing me either wash dishes or...
Yeah, I'm off doing video.
Yeah, it was a nice campsite.
Beautiful campsite. Nobody else around us. Had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah, carrying Oscar around. He's walking pretty well, but have to tote him around. And that's an experience on camping with a little dog up in the
disabled dog.
A disabled dog in a rooftop tent. It was a nice sunset that night.
Beautiful. Most stars I've seen in a long time.
Peaceful.
Only had a few fishermen that came in the middle of the night to go fishing, but otherwise it was to ourselves.
Yeah, that was at a boat dock.
A boat dock.
How
boat
about
ramp.
a launch?
A boat launch ramp.
Now, where are we off to, Robert?
The Dorena-Hickman Ferry goes across the Mississippi River.
There's not very many ferries connecting Missouri to...
Not too many at all. But on the way there, we seen fields and fields of cotton.
Oh, yes. It was cotton picking season.
Cotton picking season's what it was. And they had so much cotton, they had it up like round bales of hay.
You know, I hadn't seen that before, but I'm sure they've done it for a long time. I've never seen them rolled up like that. But here we've arrived at the dock for the ferry, And they had a little push button to call the ferry over.
He said, I'll be right there.
Yeah. 45 minutes, which wasn't bad, I didn't think. They had things to do.
Yeah.
And here comes the ferry. We're ready for it.
It's about, I think, a 15 to 20 minute ride across there.
There were only about, I want to say 6 cars or so.
Be a half a dozen-ish.
Yeah. The family that was ahead of us was headed to the same place we were. It was a nice conversation that you had with them.
They lived in Botswana, Africa, for a long time, and they still have some, I guess, property over there and a couple vehicles. And I do not know what they did. I did not ask what they did, but they were headed back to central Illinois for where they live now.
They had several children.
I think 7.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in there. So here's the ferry ride. It's a time lapse. Been enjoying the time lapse with a few snapshots that I took along the way up there in the top left corner. It was starting to drizzle by the time we got across over to Hickman, Kentucky, and it was a pleasant ride.
And now we're headed toward the Tennessee state line. Takes us a little while to get there, but we're going to what campsite?
Reelfoot State Park Campground.
Well, that's not a free site.
No, we paid $28.69 for that for one night with electricity.
And water.
And water. We did use the water.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people. Did we get the last spot?
We got the last spot.
Supposedly.
And it was...
it was rainy.
It was rainy, and we didn't take much pictures.
We didn't take any pictures because it wasn't that scenic to me.
No, and we're headed off to Union City the next morning. That's why we picked this spot anyway.
Yeah, because it was one of the closest spots that we could find.
And I wanted to go to Dixie Gun Works the next morning on a Saturday, and they're only open from 8 to noon.
And here is Dixie Gun Works. I stayed out in the parking lot.
You were doing billable hours.
A little bit. And walking around with Oscar.
Yeah, if we only knew that they let dogs in.
And wives.
And wives, evidently. I asked her, do you allow wives in here? She said yes. But it's a go-to place if you want anything with retail and wholesale muzzle loaders and anything to do with your accoutrements.
You just like that word.
I love that word, with black powder. So if you're in the area of Union City, Tennessee, and into that sort of thing, make sure you stop by.
Even if you're not into that sort of thing, it looks like a really cool place.
It is like
a museum. Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it to anybody.
Next, we are off to...
We're off to Murray, Kentucky.
We've been saying Murray just because...
That's the way
we're
I
just
pronounced it.
We're being silly. But we got there, just did a little bit of a tour.
Yeah. Oscar, he demanded to stop, and there was a lot of barns, neat barns on the way.
And I love the area because there are so many barn quilts.
Yep. And Oscar said, I need out, so we had to get out and give him a little walksy.
So you took the opportunity to get the camera on his level.
Well, yeah, when you're down there that low, you might as well get on their level.
Yeah, he had a good time. Actually, I was doing the filming.
Because those are my boots.
Yeah.
Give it just a moment.
Oh, there's me.
Yeah. We left Kentucky, headed towards 170,000 acres called Land Between the Lakes, Tennessee and Kentucky. And that's where we spent several days.
Well, you can catch us on our next episode where we will have all of our adventures at Land Between the Lakes.
Yes, we will.